Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the series Secrets of Sulphur Springs. And this is I guess a Disney Channel original series that is also on Disney Plus. So that's where I watched it. And it's an odd rollout of this film, and it finally, this Friday after I watched it, it's just like, oh, 11 episodes, that's the end of the season. And it's so interesting because this is a little short form, like 20-minute episode series. And like every episode has some kind of cliffhanger at the end of it, trying to set things up for the next episode. And I'm like, how many episodes are in this season? And then this episode finally ended and there was no like, oh, next time on. And I'm like, oh, I guess this season's over. But it's still left on like the same kind of cliffhanger. So I'm like, well, I guess it piques my interest for season 2 because I want to know what the hell's going on. And I guess that's the biggest thing that I could say about Secrets of Sulphur Springs is it sets up these mysteries in a way that I want to find out what happens next. And I think that's important because if I didn't care, then why am I watching the show? So the show is about this family who moved back to the dad's hometown and buy this hotel that's supposedly haunted. And the eldest son connects with this girl at school, and they wind up finding a portal back in time to find out what's haunting this hotel and what happened to this girl named Savannah Dillon, who apparently is the key to everything that's going on here. And there's a lot of time traveling and situations that deal with that and mystery in terms of what's going on here. And that's where this show works best, hitting on those kinds of points and those ideas. And I think it does it pretty well. It builds suspense, it sets up intrigue, and you wonder what happened to Savannah. You get to see the two protagonists in the series connect with her and also see younger versions of their parents, and you see that dichotomy of how they were as kids and how they are as adults, and do you really like them, do you trust them, and there's things to think about. And then you have your main characters, two younger siblings, trying to find ghosts in the hotel, and there's some little low-key, spoopy kind of moments in the show that work. And there's also some creepy ones, and it starts really towards the end leaving open to, like, is this place really haunted? And if it isn't this little girl, who is it? And it leaves a lot of things open for interpretation and for theorizing leading into what most likely will happen is a second season. And I enjoyed the chemistry between the cast. It does feel very much like this is made on Disney Channel, so the production value isn't high. It's very bright and glossy, which it is what it is. And it works for what kind of show it's trying to be. The child acting is solid. It's not great, but I don't think there's any particular performances that really stick out as bad. One character that I do like in particular is our female protagonist's younger brother, played by Bryant Tardy Topher, who's actually a lot of fun and pretty sassy, and he gets a decent amount of the jokes in here. And you have Elle Graham, who plays Savannah, who has a lot of personality and brings that to the table here. And in general, I think Secrets of Sulphur Springs is a fine little show for the whole family to enjoy. And it's a genre that I don't think's really leaned in too much for younger audiences. You have the Goosebumps, you have Are You Afraid of the Dark, and you have things like that. And I don't think there's enough like mystery and intrigue for kids out there. So I appreciate this show and I think it's worth checking out. If you're an adult, unless you really want to branch out with your viewing, this isn't like essential viewing on Disney Plus. There's plenty of other things you can watch on Disney Plus. But if you're trying to watch something with some younger people, some younger kids with you, I think this one's definitely a solid choice. But those are my thoughts on Secrets of Sulphur Springs. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.